Well, no, yeah. One of them's a maybe.
Hello there guys, thank you so much for clicking on the video. As you see me setting up camp on the island here, you probably heard by the title, or seen by the title, that we are on Herbert's Island in Derwent water. So we're in the Lake District. It's just a solo overnighter today, so I'm just going to literally just relax as much as possible. It took me so long to try and find a car parking spot today. I got here around, well, you know, Derwent water around 2 PM, but I only managed to actually find a car parking spot I think it was about 3. After driving around, I even went to the other side of the lake to see if there's any spaces there, but there was no access. But yeah, either way, found a car parking space that wasn't too far from the shore. Free parking, which is brilliant. So I just, you know, hopped on over here. It took me about 15 minutes to paddle to the island on the kayak. So it is a kayak camp today. But I do have a few new bits of kit to show you guys, give you a little walk around. You've seen me set up the OneTigris Tegimen hot tent, or Hammock hot tent. So that's one of the new things that I have got, which is it's incredible so far. I've only done a test run in the back garden, but it was up there for 2 days. Rain, wind, and it's a palace. It's an absolute palace. But yeah, I've got a couple of other bits to show you. But yeah, hope you enjoy the video. And this one isn't going to be a ASMR one. It will have some ASMR features in it, because you'll hear some lovely birds and water. But it is going to be a talking one. So I do hope you enjoy. And right now, I'm probably just going to kick back, have a few snacks. I've got some food with me today, obviously for cooking for dinner and breakfast. I do have a couple of snacks, so I'm going to dig into them and then chill out just for a little bit, because I'm a little bit, you know, tired after setting up. It is quite hot today. But yeah, see you soon. So guys, we're just going to get some water from the lake. Oh, it's quite a short walk from the tent, which is great. The sun is just absolutely beaming down. There's a few flies at the lakeside, but not too much by the actual tent itself. But yeah, look at that absolutely amazing view. It's incredible. So I'm just going to get some water, have a nice little cold drink, and then we'll have all the water we need for any sort of coffee or tea. I don't think I've got tea today actually, so it's just coffee. And then we do have some noodles, so instant noodles, some buldak noodles. Have you ever heard of them? They're like a Korean, very spicy noodle. So I've got some of them to have. I think I'll be having, for dinner, I'll be having Korean rice, so it'll be a chicken balti and some nice, I think it's pilau or basmati rice, so that'd be lovely. But yeah, for now, I'm just gonna get some water and go back to home base and chill out for a little bit more. I don't think there's any really more. I'm not gonna be having a fire today, so it is just a case of getting the water, and that's all I'll be needing. Catch you in a bit. at the moment, guys, I'm just relaxing with some red wine. I've got a bottle of Merlot with me today. Yeah, it's going to be nice just to sip on that in this heat. It's lovely. Do you know what? It's actually quite cold, like cool in here. I'm assuming it's because of the cover of the trees from the sunlight and the slight breeze coming through. And obviously the sunlight stops by the hot tent as well, so it's a lovely temperature in here. But it's just so blissful, just listening to the sound of the birds, the water I can see in the distance. Well, I say distance, it's about like 50 meters away, and it's moving quite quick by the looks of things. So I don't know whether I got here just in time, but it looks lovely. And every so often you hear the waves just crashing along the shoreline. I will obviously take you guys to see some of that soon. But yeah, at the moment I'm not really that hungry. It's quite a classic for me to not be hungry while I'm camping. Don't know why. I usually eat, you know, a completely normal amount, if not more than normal, at home. But when I'm camping, for whatever reason, I just don't eat that much. But at the moment, like I said, just enjoying this red wine. Everything's all set up, so it's just a case of relaxing and just sort of, you know, chilling out. I might go for a little wander around the island soon. I'll take you guys with me. I haven't really ventured at all. I know it's kind of a taboo to just sort of set up in the first camp that you like, or the you know, the pitch that you like. But I've seen these sort of two trees here, and it was on flat ground. Not again. It doesn't really matter again because I'm in the hammock. But it was the first time pitching the hot tent, so I wanted to just make sure that it was the easiest possible way to do it. The pitch of the Tegimen OneTigris it was just so easy. A lot easier than I thought it would be in the wild. I did end up using a ridgeline because the tree behind me, the hammock strap, which wouldn't go round it for the hot tent. So I ended up using a ridgeline with 2 pressing knots, just keeping that taut, and it's doing really well. Can't see any issues with it so far. And yeah, I've got the ground sheet in on the floor, so I can just, you know, be a bit barefoot inside the tent. It just makes me feel a bit more free. The hammock is actually set up. You can probably see it behind me there. It is actually all set up. It just needs hanging. It's got everything inside of it. It's got the sleeping pad, the Thermarest sleeping pad. It's the Thermarest Venture, I think it is. It's quite an old one. I think I mentioned that in the past. I've got the Mountain Warehouse sleeping bag that I usually use. Again, it'll just be a quilt. Won't be actually inside it tonight because it's just way too warm. And then I do have a... what's it called? The pillow. Completely forgot the name of the pillow. It will come to me. But for now, it's just an inflatable pillow. It's got a nice sort of pillowcase on it. Works well. It's a new one. I did have it on the last camp, and it worked really well. The last camp on Norfolk Island. But yeah, the gear that I've got at the moment, I'm really happy with. But yeah, I did, like I said, I got a couple of new bits. I will actually show you them now. So let me just get this off. So I got these, quite simple, just wet shoes. So this it's been an absolute lifesaver on this island because the shoreline is actually covered in rocks and slate, and well, not slate but sharp rocks at least. So getting in and out of the hammock and just sort of wandering out around the island, amazing for that. They're really cheap, just ones from Aldi. Nothing too special there, but it does the job perfectly fine, and I'm made up with them. And then I did also get, I know you can't see me right now, but just bear with me, did also get a new lantern. My old lantern died on me, so this one is a lovely lantern from Amazon. I will leave the name of it in the description, but for now it says Blue Car Camping Lantern, but again, I'm not sure whether that's the actual name for it. It's a popular design nowadays, however this was a lot cheaper. It was only £15, which is great. So instead of rebuying the old lantern that I had, I got this one. It's got a few modes on it. USB-C, which is quite important. I needed to make sure that I could charge everything with a single cable, so my phone, AirPods, you know, lantern, anything I have charges with USB-C. The head torch as well, which I'll go on to in a minute. Got a few modes: side lights, dim and bright, bottom light, bright, and then dim. All lights, and obviously these flip out, so you can make it a huge sort of lantern. Flashing, do apologise, and then SOS. And again, very cheap lantern, but for what it's worth, it seems to be really cool. I will test it tonight for the first time while camping, so I'll let you guys know how that goes. Again, I do have a couple more bits to show you. I did have these in the last camp as well, but you didn't really get a good look at them. So these are string lights. I've had a set of these before, but these are slightly better. These are a gift from a friend, which was lovely. So these usually string up between, you know, in the hammock ridgeline, and they're just a nice little ambience light. It's not something that would light up a room, but it's enough to see what you're doing in your hammock, and it'd be lovely in this hot tent actually, you know, going from sort of end to end. But yeah, that's another thing, and they are remote controlled, which is excellent, so you don't have to get up out of your hammock or anything. Another thing, again, USB-C. Needed to make sure that that was the case with this. This is just a cheap Amazon head torch, because the previous one's the strap just snapped on it. Head torch, bright, dim, red, flashing, off. Very simple, long battery life by the description. That was one thing that I did need, because obviously you can get really small ones. But again, it was just a case of making sure that I get the most of my money. I'm not out here trying to get, you know, the snazziest, most expensive stuff, as long as it works for me. But yeah, I mean, I did get some new organisers, so they're little pouches for things as well. So obviously you've seen this one, which is like a tech pouch organiser. I also got these. So this is this one's survival stuff, so lighter, fire lighters, saw, knife. It's got the water filter and everything like that in it usually, so that's great. This one, cooking, cleaning, you know the deal. And then a bigger one for any sort of clothes that I wanted to bring with me. And it's all worked really well. It's all packed in the pack, really well, and I'm really made up with it. So I think, you know, again, the setup that I've got right now, obviously it's the first time setting up in the wild, so I will have to wait and see, but as far as I can tell at the moment, it just looks and feels really nice. You know, for backpacking, I can't want for anything more. You know, I'm living like a king in this hot tent. Obviously I haven't got a hot stove just yet, not that I would need it in the summer. I would end up dying in here. So for now, it's not actually been used with a stove. I do plan on getting one for this winter though, which is going to be absolutely amazing. But yeah, again, absolutely made up with everything. I can't think there's anything else that is new that I need to show you guys. But again, if I come across anything or remember, I will let you know. But yeah, that's a sort of rundown of all the new things that I'm bringing camping this time. I will take you on a walk around the hot tent shortly, just sort of going a quick overview of it. I know there's plenty of videos online showing what the Tegimen hot tent from OneTigris is all about, but again, I may as well just include a quick overview in this video. Sort of first thoughts and impressions, that sort of thing. Not a full in-depth review or anything like that, but you know, you've got that to look forward to again in this video. But again, thank you so much for staying on with me. I hope you are enjoying the video as much as I'm enjoying just staying out here. And for now, again, it seems like it's a regular on this one, but I am just going to kick back, relax, listen to some music, listen to the birds, listen to the waves, and yeah. Another thing I've completely forgot is the thing that I'm talking into right now. So the wind noise on the last video and many videos previous to that, they're all, you know, the ASMR videos especially, because obviously that is all about the noise. I've actually went ahead and made the purchase of a new microphone, so it's the Rode VideoMic Me-C. It's not something that I expected to get, but thankfully I was just able to get it now, and now it's sold out for 3 to 7 months, so I'm so glad that I picked that up a couple of days ago. As you can tell, the audio quality is next level. It's probably the best microphone you can get for, you know, a smartphone. But yeah, it's shown, you know, real promise from what I've done so far, just sort of test clips and even the clips on this camp. I've tested it in worst case scenarios and it's just held up really well, so hopefully the quality of the videos on this channel will keep improving and you guys can enjoy the next ASMR video without any wind noise, or very, very little, if at all. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the next ASMR video with the mic. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Editing is going to be so much easier, thankfully. But yeah, I hope you can, you know, appreciate the new audio quality. I know I do. It's going to be amazing for me when I'm editing. But yeah, that's pretty much a rundown of everything that's new. Again, I will give you an overview of the tent, but for now, I will just sit back and relax. Got plenty of daylight left. But yeah, speak to you soon. So I couldn't not bring you out here. There might be a little bit of wind noise because I'm not bringing the microphone out here, but I couldn't not show you the views that I am seeing right now. So let me just turn the camera around and just take a look at this. Again, I could just not show you what I've just saw. It's like, so I don't even, the blue skies, I don't even like completely blue skies. Like the way the weather is right now is absolutely just perfect. I'm not actually going for a swim today. However, I'm usually one who's inclined to. But yeah, like on the last camp, more than happy to jump in, and the water was actually colder then, but today, I don't know why, I'm just sort of, I'm enjoying just relaxing, and I feel like, I don't know, I feel like if it was a bit cooler, I might be a bit inclined, but it's just so blissful that, I don't know, I want to do what I do, but it is absolutely amazing. This island is something different, I'll be honest with you. So like Norfolk Island, I thought that was incredible. But it was obviously, when we got there, it was quite small, there wasn't any sort of wood, there wasn't any coverage, it was not like, and I got absolutely, I turned into a lobster because it was that sunny, and there was nowhere to sort of stay behind trees because there was like one tree on the island that you could actually be under with a view. But this is incredible. So Herbert's Island, either way, like, there's so many places to pitch on here. Hammocks, tents. The views are just absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. I don't know whether they're better or worse than Norfolk Island, but at least on par. At least on par. And yeah. It's just incredible. I hope you're enjoying this video as much as I'm enjoying being here, because, yeah, I'm glad that, you know, I'm taking the kayak out this year. I think we got it last year for last summer, but yeah, I'm glad these last 2 camps have been kayak camps. And obviously Nath was actually meant to be coming on this camp. Sadly he could not make it, but you know, I was in 2 minds whether or not to come, because you know, obviously when plans don't go to plan, you know, your head just spins a wild one. But on this one I just pushed myself to just be like, just go, just go, just go. And now that I'm here, it's just like, I would not have missed this. In hindsight, it would have been stupid to not come. But yeah, hope you're enjoying the video, guys. Apologies for the bare skin. It's just amazing. So this is the other side of the island. It's no less picturesque than the side we were just on before, when we were swimming, but it's just, there is a few flies here, I'm not gonna lie. There is a few sort of midges, but again, it seems like they're just keeping to the shoreline, which is great for me. Inside the sort of actual tree, you know, the tree group, it's just, they're not really there, which is, again, I'm really glad that's the case. But again, this side of the island, the first time I've been here, but this is actually where there was a lot of people. So there was a few people on this side of the island on like SUPs and kayaks, when I was actually setting up the tent and whatnot, and a couple of people went through the sort of the tree line there, who I spoke to. But again, a lot of the people, they just sort of kept on this side of the island and kept to themselves. So I arrived here again about 3. I didn't see someone until about 4, and then I seen, I think, 2 or 3 people. So like, one was a group, but 2 or 3 sets of people. But since then, and again for about an hour, maybe more now, I haven't actually seen any people. Nobody is on the island. I'm by myself. It's surreal, but it's exactly what I was hoping for. And again, there is, it seems like there's so much firewood that you can use, which is great news, because that was one of the negatives to being on Norfolk Island. There was no trees that you could actually, you know, the firewood that you could actually use. But on this island, Herbert's Island, it seems like there should be enough wood to at least make a fire. There are a couple of fire pits around here, and there's a little bit of rubbish, which I was a bit disappointed to see. But you know, it's not terrible, and where I'm pitched seems to be okay. And again, you know, obviously leave no trace. You know, even if you make a fire pit, don't feel like that's natural, because it wasn't there before you got there. But you know, it's not in a state, let's put it that way. And considering how popular this island must be, it's not the end of the world. But again, I'm back to a bit of positivity. It's just ridiculous, these views, and I'm so glad to be here. Lots of flies. I don't even know if you can see them, but lots. So I'm going to get back, I'm going to get dried off and get changed, get some actual clothes on, and then I will theme of the show, relax a bit more. Catch you in a bit, guys. Hello there guys, so we're just gonna be making curry and rice today. Sounds like an episode of Hell's Kitchen, but yeah, just a tin curry. It's gonna be chicken jalfrezi to match with the pilau rice. Just gonna be cooking it on the stove that I have here. Gonna be a lovely end to the night. I will be, if it hasn't been done already, I will be doing a quick walk around of the Hammock hot tent from OneTigris. Again, it'll be a very quick overview. It won't be a in-depth thing, but yeah, I hope you enjoy it. And again, I will just be making this curry, enjoying it, and yeah. I hope you enjoyed the sunset over there. Was absolutely incredible. It wasn't even like a like an orange sunset because it was coming over the mountaintop, but yeah, the waves were just so relaxing. And I actually took my my chair over to the shore itself. There was quite a lot of midges or flies, I'm not sure what you want to call them, but there's quite a few of them, but they seem to keep to themselves, thankfully. But still, I enjoyed that for for about half an hour, if not more, just sitting there, just taking in all the views. But there's been a few boats going past, nothing much, but if anything, the boats actually help because they make the water lap at the stones or the rocks or the shore, which is really nice. But yeah, gonna make some curry and rice, and I'm gonna enjoy that. So guys, I'm gonna absolutely devour this. This smells, oh, it smells amazing. So it's a chicken balti curry. It's such an easy meal to make while you're camping. It's a tin curry from Tesco. I think you can get it from Asda as well, in the UK obviously. And the rice is just a packet rice. And the way I've just showed you then how to make it, it's just absolutely amazing. And it's I feel like you enjoy it more when it's winter, when it's cold and it's, you know, a bit of a spice to warm you up. But even in summer, it's just absolutely amazing. And, you know, very little waste, very little packing weight. It's just a tin and a packet of rice. So I'm going to enjoy this, and I'll bring you back after I'm finished. And I'm probably going to make a coffee, just to sort of end the night with a bang, I guess. But yeah, I'm gonna eat this, drink my water, and then I will come back to you guys with a coffee making. I might put I'm gonna have to clean the pan out, the one that I've just used to make the curry, so you might be able to see some of that. But you know, I'm gonna enjoy this if you don't mind, and I'll bring you back after. Okay then guys, I'm going to make a quick cup of coffee. I just filled up my cup with the filtered water, which I'll put into this, so it's all measured out. No point in wasting gas if you don't need to. So I just use the, I mean, any vanilla latte that I can get my hands on, but these Nescafe ones, really good. So I'm just going to use 2 sachets in this. I usually add, if I'm at home, I add milk, but I don't bring milk camping unless I have to with tea. But for the coffees, if I just use 2 in this cup, it seems to work out great, and the coffee is absolutely amazing. So I'm just going to boil up some water. I have sugar as well. Obviously with vanilla lattes they're already quite sweet, so I only add 1. So I'm going to make this coffee, I'm going to chill out. It should be done very shortly. But yeah, this camp has been absolutely amazing. I don't know if the lighting will let me do the walk around of the OneTigris tent, so I'm probably going to have to wait until tomorrow for that. However, I will be doing that at some point on this camp. I've got no idea how I usually open these. Just a rip, I guess. But yeah, I'm just gonna make a quick coffee. The tent. I mean, so at home, it was never the right height, so you could never stand up in the tent. That's just the constraints of being in your back garden. But obviously, it gave me a feel for what the tent was like. Now that it's pitched properly, I can stand in the centre perfectly fine. I believe it's over 6 foot height, or around 6 foot anyway. So for me, I'm like 5'9", 5'10". I'm not sure which one it is. I stand up perfectly fine in the middle. With the hammock in there, actually, you know, set up and on each side, there isn't much space with the hammock that I've got. So I've got the Nightcat hammock. It's not the lay flat version, it's just the standard version, but I've had it for quite a while and I absolutely love the hammock. I sleep so well in it. And in this tent with the poles, because it's got like a mesh net with the poles going over the top, with the poles it's quite wide, and in this tent it doesn't give you much space to work with when it's all set up. So but I kind of knew that anyway, so going into this I was under the assumption that I'd have to, you know, put it over to one side. So again, on this camp I've set it all up. I've actually, you know, set up the tree straps and everything, so it's all in the right position. I've put in the sleeping bag, sleeping mat. So again, I knew this was gonna have to be the case. I'm not upset about it. The bottom of the hammock here, because it's like a hammock tent, so you can lay it on the ground. So the bottom of the hammock is perfectly fine to be on the ground, even if it's wet. So this is fine, and I'm more than happy to do this every single camp. And again, it's just a case of unclipping a carabiner, putting it on the other side, and then ready for bed kind of thing. So it's not a huge issue. But yeah, again, so far this tent has been absolutely amazing. I will give you a walk around, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna pour this coffee. Oh, it smells so good instantly. With 2 packets, it's just really thick. It's as if you've got milk in it, which is great. I wouldn't have it just before going to bed, but I'm going to be up for a little while, so there's no issues there. It's about 10 o'clock at the moment, so I'm not in any rush to go to bed, but after a good meal and a few, you know, a bottle of wine, it's exactly what the doctor ordered, as some might say. So creamy, even without milk. But yeah, I'm going to sit back, relax. There it is again. Sit back, relax, have a coffee, and enjoy the evening night sky. It's still a little bit light out, but it is getting a lot darker now. I'm under tree cover at the moment, obviously, so I assume it's going to get quite dark in the woods. I can barely see the floor at the moment, but again, inside the tent I'll have this light, so, and the lantern's working really well at the moment. It's doing exactly what it says on the tin, which is all I can hope for. The battery, it does have a battery marking on the top. Still full bars. I've had it on for almost an hour, so again, really happy with the lantern. But yeah, this is the current situation. Drinking the coffee and relaxing. I will probably bring you back now when I do settle down for bed, but for now I will just relax. So guys, I'm just going to be setting up my hammock now. Setting up, I mean just stringing it up basically, but here it is. So I've just got to not knock my chair over. Put a string on here on the highest link, if I remember correctly. I then just have to make sure that it's on this peg. They've got a couple of like guy up points. It's not really guys, it's just elastic, but because of the top poles, it's a little bit top heavy, so it's got a tendency to kind of tip on its own. Once you're in there, it's fine, but yeah, so these are just for that, to make sure it doesn't tip over. So I'll just do there is two of these, so I'll just do the other one now. And that's it. So I am all set up. So I'm gonna settle down for bed, and I am quite tired now, so I'll probably go to sleep very quickly. I will just get comfortable and shut my eyes. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today anyway. So there is so much space in here. The hammock with the mesh on is not doing it justice, but again, there is still my chair on one side. If I did have a stove in here, it'd fit perfectly. It would be no issues there. So yeah, I'm so made up with this right now. I'm gonna close the doors up and settle down for bed, and I will catch you guys in the morning. See you then. I cannot wait to get into this hammock and just go to sleep. Good morning guys. I slept really well. Well, I slept for a long time. The sleep was okay. The hammock, the foot end of the hammock was slightly higher, which is never great, but still slept all the way through the night, which is great. Just gonna pop on a nice cup of coffee to get me up in the morning. The hammock is obviously already tucked up behind me. I've just been, since I woke up, just looking at the waves. The waves are a little bit faster today. The wind has picked up, but luckily the tree cover and the tent itself is actually stopping all of that, which is really nice. But yeah, I'm gonna make a nice cup of coffee, and I will see you guys once it's all done. Welcome back, guys. So got my lovely cup of coffee here now, and I'm now just sitting by one of the shorelines and just looking out into the massive lake and the mountains in the distance. So it's just amazing. It really is, this view. Again, the winds have picked up a little bit, but hopefully the new microphone should help with reducing that. We won't know until I'm editing it, so let's just hope for the best. But either way, again, I'm just going to sit back, drink this coffee, and just theme of the trip comes back, but I'm just going to relax for a little bit. Once I've finished this, I will be making some breakfast. I'm just going to be having some like spam type thing. Just be having a few slices of that for breakfast. That should keep me going throughout the day. But yeah, once again, guys, thanks for coming along, and I do hope you're enjoying it. So guys, I'm now going to be making some spam for breakfast. I say breakfast, it's nearly 12 o'clock, but it is definitely still morning time. So again, it's not actual spam, but it's bacon grill. It's basically the same thing. Spam experts might say different, but I enjoy it. That's, you know, what I've got today. So I'm just going to be frying these. Got a bit of a stuffy nose this morning, I'm not sure why, but I'm just going to be frying this bacon grill. That pan is seen better days. So I've got a feel I'm going to have, well, I know I'm going to have to slice this up, so hopefully it comes off in one fell swoop, which it has. That's great news. And don't worry, this is cooked already, you can eat it cold, so there's no worry about cross-contamination or anything like that. There is no graceful way to get spam out of a tin, that's for sure. There we are. What a glorious slab of meat. So, just need to get my knife to cut that up. Not the straightest slices in the world, that's for sure. That will do. I will clean that up shortly. But for now, let's get these slices on. Just going to pop a little bit of oil in the pan. They don't usually need that much oil, but it's fine. Just to help it non-stick a little bit, because the pan's again not seen, sorry, has seen better days. Should do it. Not the straightest of that's better. Okay, so I'm going to cook this up one slice at a time. I won't be able to put all of them in at the same time, so it's going to have to be a case of portioning. Looks like I'm going to be able to fit 4 in at a time. Like it. Okay, so they are all in, just about. So I'm going to get these cooked, get them nice and crispy. I'll probably cook them all and then, you know, munch down on them. I have got some ketchup with me, which I'm going to be dipping them into. It'd be criminal not to. So yeah. Just going to focus on this for now. I will catch you guys once they're all done. So guys, dinner is all done. Say dinner, breakfast, sorry. My head and time schedule is obviously all messed up. But yeah. I'm going to have some ketchup on the side here. There we go. Perfect little squeezy bottle, that's one of the new additions. And I'm just going to tuck in because this is just looking too good. Too good. This is incredible. Such a simple thing to have, but just ticks all the boxes. I would say I wish I had some eggs, but this is already quite a lot of food for breakfast for me. So, at least while I'm camping anyway. So this is going to do really well. Right, I'm gonna demolish this like I did the curry last night, and then I will probably bring you back after I've done the washing up for this as well, and I'll give you a little walk around of the hammock hot tent eventually, like finally, after all this wait. So I'll give you a quick walk around, tell you what my sort of first impressions and thoughts are, and then I will bring you back after that. So if you don't mind, I'm going to enjoy this and I'll catch you in a little bit. So guys, this is just again the quick walk around I was talking about. So the tent, the hot tent, so it's a OneTigris Tegimen hot tent, and this is the first time wild camping with it, but again the first impressions are overwhelmingly positive. So the pitch for this, I I tried a couple of things first, but what seems to be the best thing, at least in this setup, is a ridgeline going between 2 trees, and then some pressing knots on either end to keep it taut. For whatever reason, I forgot there was loops on the top, so obviously you would want to put those loops through the ridgeline to keep that sort of taut all the way throughout. But either way, it's worked really well, and the height in there, either end, it's easily standable. I'm again 5 foot, like 9, 10, I'm not really sure, but around that height. And either end can stand up perfectly fine. In the middle I am touching, but again, with those little loops, if they were on the ridgeline, it would be no problem at all. So what I did was I strung it up on the ridgeline. I determined the height by putting a peg in the floor, in the center, like between the 2 doors, the loop there. But really, the ridgeline kind of adjusts to when you peg it down. So did the ridgeline, then did all 4 corners with pegs. Then I'm actually using poles from Amazon. They're sort of off-brand poles, but that's the brand there for you, whether or not you can see that. There you go. So I've got 2 sets of them, so it's 4 poles in total, 1 in each end, in each corner, and that keeps the shape, the house shape of this hot tent really taut, which is great. I've then obviously pegged out or guyed out the centre of the hot tent, and again these loops are, you know, they're really robust by the looks of things. They've been stitched in with a thicker fabric to make sure that doesn't tear the actual material itself. You've got the 2 stove jacks there. I will be using the top one in winter, that's for sure. But yeah, as far as sort of overviews go, like I said, it's going to be very quick. There's so many positives. I'm not really going to go into depth, but the size, the security, the weather protection, it's incredible. Again, the wind has been picked up a lot today, so the wind has been hammering it slightly. It's not budged in the slightest. It was great. But the only thing that I can think of at the moment and this is the setup, obviously all the chores, all the washing up's been done, so I'm kind of ready to just pack away whenever I want. But yeah, the only negative to this tent, which I'm probably going to have to sort myself, and I didn't think it would be an issue because I knew that this was the case going in. However, there's no sort of toggle points for hanging anything inside the hot tent itself. So it would have been amazing just to have either a couple along the ridgeline or at least something, you know, at each end, so you can actually put an internal ridgeline. You can obviously use the zips, but these are for your hammock, so they move up and down, so it's not going to be at the top of the tent when you're all packed, like, you know, when your bed's all set up. But you know, if you're not using a hammock, you can just keep them up there and kind of attach something to that for a ridgeline. Not the most secure still, but that is an idea. But I'm thinking of stitching something in at each corner, just to have an internal ridgeline to make sure that I've got stuff to hang it from. Because in the winter as well, it's not even just for lights and stuff. In the winter, when it's cold, it's wet, it's rainy, and your clothes are all damp and wet through, with the hot tent and the hot tent stove, if you've got a ridgeline on the top, you can just hang your clothes up and they'll dry really quickly, which is amazing. But yeah, that's the kind of overview. As you can see, there is a ridiculous amount of space in here. All of my stuff is barely taking up half, and you know, it's not a small setup. Again, the hammock, because of the poles, the spreader bars, that is quite wide. So I have tucked it away to the back to make sure I've got more space, but it's no issue. It was like a 2-second thing to hang it. But yeah, and then I've got a ground sheet on this side. That's just to make sure, it's so I could be barefoot yesterday, and then today it's just nice to sort of have somewhere clean and dry, and sort of, you know, somewhere to put things that I don't want to be putting on the floor, you know. So that's everything all there. That's pretty much everything I can think of. But yeah, first setup in the wild, it has been absolutely amazing. There's the kayak in the background there. This side, I think, has a slight issue. I mean, my pitch, it's not it's not the tent, but I feel like this side is slightly lower, so, like, you know, it needs to have more space down to the floor so that it can be up to and be taut across the sidewall. I haven't pegged out the centre points here, which probably would help a lot, but you know, it wasn't necessary, and I've got six guys on all the sides, so it wasn't going anywhere, which is great, and I had full trust in it throughout the camp, which again is the most important part. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the walk around. I'm probably going to get packed up shortly, maybe have another coffee before I do. But yeah, I'll get packed up, and once I'm packing up, I'll bring you guys back to sort of finalise the camp, and I'll catch you then. Right guys, I'm all packed away except for the final thing, which is the hot tent. All of my stuff is down there. Obviously it's a bit out of the bag at the moment, but it's all going to go into the bag once the hot tent's sorted, just so I can make sure it's all packed right. So yeah, I've just got to take the 4 poles down, unpeg it, and take the ridgeline down, and that's pretty much it. But I thought I'll let you sort of come along for the tear down of the hot tent, and then after that, getting it all back into the bag, and then we're setting off. So yeah, come with me to, I mean, I wish you could help, but you can't, so you just have to watch me take the hot tent down. As you can see, even without the poles in there, it still holds its shape pretty well. It's just not so good against sort of any external forces, so there's no rigidity or anything like that. But again, if you were just sort of putting open a pinch, then you know, you'd be perfectly fine to just leave the poles out, or just use some twigs, obviously, or sticks that you find lying around. Again, personal preference, but I definitely feel safer using these poles. make sure to wrap up all the guy lines so it's ready for the next time I take it out. So I just wrap it around the hand a few times, leave enough slack so you can actually tie this up, and then once it's there you can just wrap it around. I'm making an absolute botch job of it now now that the camera's on, but wrap it around, make sure to not overlap as much as possible. And then once you've got just enough to wrap it through itself, you just come under the last loop that you did. Quite a simple way to do it, but it just means that all you have to do when you do come back out, grab hold of this sort of loop of wire going around the length of it here, and you just pull it and it just all unravels, simple as. But yeah, for now that's what I'm going to do for the rest of the guy lines, and then I'll bring you back for undoing the ridgeline. Okay, so I'm just going to take down the ridgeline now. Again, like I've mentioned, 2 pressing knots on 2 carabiners, so I just take that down. And finally, just this one over here. And that's it, that is the hot tent down. Now all we have to do is loosely fold and then pack it away. So again, the ridgeline is there still. I did like using that yesterday, it seemed to work the best way so far. However, I do want to use hammock straps eventually, so I did get 2 more hammock straps which can go onto the end of these loops here. There's loops just on the bottom of, on the top of the ridgeline of the hammock hot tent, and it'd be perfect to use that in future. It's the only reason I didn't this time was because this tree trunk was really thick, so it just wouldn't go around it. But again, in future, that is what I will be looking to do. And again, it's just a case of loosely folding it over just to make it the right sort of shape and size for the bag, and then stuffing it in there. So yeah, I'm going to sort of finish off the last couple of bits, get everything in the bag, and then I'll bring you back for when we're setting off. Okay guys, so that is it. Everything is packed away. Left completely no trace. Obviously with a hammock you don't leave any anyway. But yeah, rubbish is taken with me. Everything is clean. Again, leave it as you left it basically. The island has got a bit of rubbish around. I've noticed more as I've sort of explored. So again, it's not great. But yeah, just take it with you guys. And you know, if you do, for lack of a better term, need to go for a number 2, just make sure you dig a hole and actually bury it, because I've seen a couple of them around. Luckily it's literally, you know, there's no worry to them, but again, there's no need for it. But all in all, it's been an amazing camp. It's definitely going to be one that I come back to in the future. Hopefully Nathan can come with me, Nath, who again couldn't make it on this trip unfortunately, but hopefully we can both come back here and spend the night, because there's so many places to camp and pitch a tent or even a hammock or anything all the way around, and I think it'd be absolutely amazing to spend it with some company. But for now, I'm gonna take the hammock down to the shore and load all the bags onto it, make sure they're all secure, and then I will set off and I'll head on home. So as I've said it plenty of times in the video so far, thank you so much for clicking on the video. I do hope you enjoyed it. I do hope you made it to this part of the video and didn't get too bored, or you know, for lack of footage or anything like that. I really do hope you enjoy it as much as I have. So again, we don't really mention this on the channel too much, but if you do enjoy these sort of videos, so we do woodland camps, obviously now we do island camps for some reason, we do camps that surround sort of relaxing and sort of finding places that are not easy to camp, but you know, like they're not treacherous, if you like. Treacherous is something we don't seek, not at the moment anyway, maybe in the future, but we do enjoy our sort of woodland camps a lot more because they're just so relaxing. If there's water nearby, even better. But yeah, if you enjoy this type of video, then please do consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. It really will help, and it lets me know that you guys are enjoying it. If you're not enjoying it, or you feel like you are enjoying it but you could be enjoying it more, sorry, leave a comment. Leave a comment, let us know, or let me know, you know, what you would change, you know, what you want to see more of. Obviously, if it's not something I'm going to enjoy, I won't do it, but maybe it will be, and I just don't know it yet. So please do leave your suggestions in the comment box down below. Most of the stuff I have used, if not all of it, I might miss some stuff out, will be in the description. I can't put links in there just yet because we haven't got enough subscribers, and I think that's the case, but either way, I'm not able to put links in the description just yet, but I am working on it. But yeah, please have a look at that, and I will be leaving a camp rating for this one as well. We did start it on the last camp in Norfolk Island, so I do hope you enjoy the camp ratings. They are, you know, skewed by our opinions, but hopefully it'll give you an idea of, you know, a brief overview, and you know, if you take anything away from a camp and you feel that you want to go, or you're interested in going to the same sort of place, you know, you can use the rating to your advantage, so you know, you don't have to find a crap camp before you go. So that's our job. But yeah, I will catch you guys in a bit. Do hope you enjoyed it. See you in a bit. Bye bye.